Welcome fellow mobile gaming fanatics, MyTyme here, MyNBA2k17 is the game, and I'm back after a lovely couple of days away with fiance with plenty of time to spend on this game this weekend. Now first of all, while I was away there was an update. Now there's not too much about this update. I think I can probably show you all very quickly in here. Here we go. So latest update, we've enhanced the daily picker. Now you can earn player cards by logging in daily to MyNBA2k. Just hit the daily picker menu and see what you can get. Okay, so like in WWE Supercard and in NHL Supercard, you now get login rewards. So if we come to daily picker, the actual image has changed. You can get your free enhancement down here by clicking on the get enhancement, and you can see how many days you have got to go to getting your login rewards. Now up here they're giving you out the special Kevin Garnett card for his retirement, the ultra rare, and you can also get a relic as a epic. So this is something really which should have been introduced in the game last season in MyNBA2k16 when they were doing login rewards for NHL and WWE Supercard. It was a bit strange that they never introduced them into MyNBA, and I don't know why they didn't introduce them as soon as the game launched, because it would have been something different. I think it would encourage some people to play, get you that little boost, you know, for a lot of you guys out there who may be trying to play for without investing any money. Login rewards are the best way for you to get cards to help push you towards the next tier. You know, for example, one of these could be a pro for you, or you might need a single ultra rare, single epic card to help push you up into the next tier, help complete your team. But anyway, login rewards are here. I'm not going to get the Reddit card because I've missed a day from it being away, and you need all 12 days remaining in a month to get him. So, but it's a good improvement. It is a good improvement. They've also brought out Rivals Clash now, and just before we come to Rivals Clash, I am going to just make a little announcement about the auction house, okay? And before we do, I'm going to show you. Well, I'm going to show you something in the auction house. Okay, I've got a board pool, so you're going to see my board pool in a moment. The legendary board pool from the auction house. Now, in fact, I can't show you because I've got my max auctions. So I will show you from in here. So here we go. Legendary board pool. I got Carl Anthony Towns. Okay, so he was an event card recently, but it wouldn't have mattered if I got the event card because it was a different image. It was a different image of him on the legendary card, which means they weren't combinable. Okay, so just to let you guys know that if you get an event card or a card from an event, should I say, even if it isn't necessarily an event card, if it has a different image, then you won't be able to combine the two cards together. So I got him. You can see he's auctionable because he has the hammer in the top left hand corner. Now if I compare that, say, to this Moist Cheeks card who doesn't have the hammer, this means that I cannot sell him in the auction. Now I've had a question, what cards can you sell? Why can't you sell some of your cards? Shaquille O'Neal, Carl Anthony Towns, both sellable because they're both board drafts. Bill Russell, Moist Cheeks, not sellable because it was a reward for playing X number of games, and this was a pack. So basically, to sum it up, the only cards you can sell in the auction house are the cards that you pull from the board. So any resets, any of the freebies you get for moving into a new tier, all those things become auctionable. Anything you get out of packs, out of events, that you buy on the auction house yourself will not be auctionable. Okay, so just bear that in mind. So the only way you can get cards to sell basically is by playing the game. So you could open hundreds of packs, be left with a load of cards you don't need. You'll never be able to sell them. You can only quick sell them and get nothing in theory. Okay, literally nothing for them. So they'll be best to be used for feeding other cards or powering them up or using to stat charge, something like that. So there you go. I just wanted to clear that up before we went any further. Now let's go to the Rivals Clash. Here we go. Clippers versus the Warriors. As I said, I did enter this event 2 days, I think it was, after it started, just over 2 days, just to give it a little go. Now, there's a couple of things with this event that I'm gonna come to. I'm gonna give you guys a few tips, and I'm also gonna show you a few problems that I think are currently with the event. Now, this is my lineup here, guys. Okay, as you can see, I have 5 epic pros now, and this is important because I'm going to come to why it's important in the near future. But I have all 5 pros here, all playing in different positions, so I have all my positions sorted, and some of them, as you can see at the moment, have some of my enhancements added to them. So just bear that in mind because we'll come back to that momentarily. So let's go to the event. I joined the Clippers, although I did know that they were going to lose. Okay, I did that because if we have a look at the rewards, I preferred the rewards. I'd rather get the Chris Paul or the Blake Griffin card. That's just my preference. Now, couple of things to have a look at. Okay, couple of things that to me are important about this Rivals Clash. Rank 1 to 25, you get 2 cards of a special Rivals card. Okay, so now this is a special card. It's got the Rivals button in it. It lets you know it's an event card. You're only going to be able to get this from the event. Not going to be auctionable on the auction house. You can only get the card from the event. So if you get rank 1 to 25, 2 of those, pull out your star contract, you've got a pro. If we go down to rank 26 to 100 and 101 to 1000, the problem is you only get 1 copy of each card. Now, it's likely that you get more. The difference between the 2 ranks are going to be the specialization. So you may, for example, get, I don't know how it works, I'm not too sure, you might get 1 specialization here and get 2 or 3 on this card. So overall, as a single, the rank 26 to 100 cards are going to be slightly more powerful. However, you only get 1 of each card. Now, with wild cards not in the game, unless that changes, and I haven't looked on the forum, okay, so some of you may correct me for saying this, but currently wild cards aren't in play. Now, with the new update, maybe they brought them back out. Now, there's nothing in the messages or the notes which say that wild cards are back on the game. So I'm kind of lost here. I'm like, well, what are you going to gain from finishing between 26 and 1000? You can get a single legendary card which you're never going to be able to pro as things stand, which then makes me think, let's fall down into the rank 101 to 2000 category and go for a foil legendary card. And you might say, why do you want to get a foil legendary card? Well, this Blake Griffin card, or as it's going to be Draymond Green, as you're going to see in a moment because the Golden State Warriors are going to win. If we just come back to that auction house very quickly and we were just to go and here we go. Let's just go and have a look here. Now, as you can see, this Draymond Green card is exactly the same as the card you're getting in the event. Now, I'm not saying that you should go out and spend 300,000 RP on the card, but what I am saying is you have the chance to pro it should you collect it. Okay, you can, whether it's now, whether it's in the future, it doesn't make any difference. If you get that card as a reward, you do know you can at least pro it. So in the long term, a pro legendary Draymond Green card is going to be better for you than a single, what was it, Klay Thompson I think it was, Rivals Clash legendary card. And you've also got the chance you could pull this card from your board. You could get it as a legendary reset, you could get it as a freebie, and you can then come and get this card from the auction house where you can't get it from you can't get the event card from the auction house. So I'm kind of sat here thinking, well, if I can't get the top 25, then what good is it for me trying to grind and basically what good is it for me to try and grind and end up with a single card? So I'm not going to get the top 25. I've missed 2 days and I'm not going to sit here for 2 days trying to get that. It's going to be almost impossible. I can guarantee you that. Almost impossible, because there'll be some people that will just go absolutely ham at this for the moment. I could get the top 1000, but I do not want to go for a single Rivals Clash card. My aim, if I'm going to play this event, I'm going to see how it goes. I'm just going to try and finish in here. I'm going to go for that single foil legendary card and then look to potentially pro that up in the near future. Maybe I'll get lucky and I'll pull Draymond Green soon as a reset, something like that. You know, I just got a legendary reset. Maybe after this Rivals Clash I've played enough games to get another one. That's going to be my theory. Let me know what you think. Also, I said, do let me know, guys, if I am wrong. Are wild cards coming back? I will have a look tomorrow around the forum, see what's being said, and then I'll make a decision whether I think I'm going to try and grind to get in the top 1000. But unfortunately, as it currently stands, from my understanding of the game, I don't see the point. So with that said, click on play. Let's give you guys a couple of tips. Now, I am going to put a little disclaimer here. What I'm about to tell you and show you, because hopefully it will work, is only really going to be applicable to people in a similar situation as myself. And this is kind of the reason why I did go and get that 4th Pro, get my Drew Holiday done up here, as you can see, from the auction house, because it will be helpful in an event like this. So we will just go back for a moment. Now, Rivals Clash is basically just about grinding, okay? You play matches, either get 1 point, 3 points or 5 points, depending on your opponent. Now, up here you can see my level. I'm in Legendary ++, technically, with this deck, okay, with this team. And I can get 1 point against an Epic Plus person, 3 points if I play a Legendary Plus, and I can get 5 points playing Legendary ++. So, at the end of the event, the number of points you get will be equated into a rank, and then you get the reward based on your rank. Now, you can use hot streaks here, to purchase them to get double points, which they're not essential in Rivals Clash because you can pull them off the board as well. But if you are going to go for anywhere in the top 25, you have to have them. And if you're going to go probably top 1,000, it's going to be a lot of grinding without them. Now, bear in mind, you will pull some from the board, which will help. But you want to make sure if you do pull them and do it for free, you do win those games. So let's look at how you can win as many games as possible, because that's the key to Rivals Clash. Well, you want to play +5s, ideally. You're never going to be able to grind your way into the top tiers playing +1s or +3s. Okay. Yes, some people will stick to +3s because they'll say, well, it's the only one I can consistently win on. And if you can only consistently win on +3s and you can get yourself into some of the lower cards doing that, then fine. But you will not be able to get yourself into the top tier on +3s. You have to create a team which the majority of the time will win your matches, and this is one I've got here. Now, unfortunately, I can't do exactly this for you guys. Okay. So what you're going to need to do is potentially, okay, I can't say for 100% this is going to work. I can only show you in using epic cards because that's all I have. But potentially, what you want to do is pick your tier. Now, if you are in ultra rare tier, we'll use ultra rare tier. You want to run 5 ultra rare cards, all pros, okay? Then you want to have them all in position to make sure that they have their maximum capabilities, and then you want to pick some of them, and I would do all of them, but I don't have a load of enhancements, and I can stick some on for the sake of it, a couple of commons or whatever, but I don't need to at the moment. What you then want to do is you want to have them all in position, and you want to ideally have people that have a specific role. So let's just have a look here. Okay, now I'm going to start here with my Devon Williams. He is just in here as a pro. Okay, I've used no enhancements on him. He's in here, he's a point guard, plays in the position, he's a pro, so in he comes. I purposefully went and pro'd out my Drew Holiday because he is going to be a playmaking card. Okay, he was the best card that I have in terms of playmaking. I put 2 playmaking enhancements on him to increase his playmaking. We come then here to Ben Simmons. He's very similar to Williams, except he's a bit more all-rounded, okay? So he's in there to fill in the gaps. We've then got Cantor, who, with the specializations, I was really lucky with. He was on offense and the rebound. It was an epic, it was a foil card. Really lucky there. So I've powered him up in offense and rebound. And then Brook Lopez, same kind of idea again. He was up there strong with the offense, so I've kept him on that. And I've also, as you can see here by the shield, I've increased his defense a little bit. So we have Lopez as a defense card if it's called in. We have Cantor to be a offense and a rebound. Lopez is also an offense. We've then got playmaking and a little bit of offense here from Holiday, and you know, rebounding can be covered here by Simmons slightly, and you know, it's a bit more playmaking down here for Williams. So I've kind of got one card in each position, even if it's like the Cantor, it does 2 roles, which can do each position when it comes to match calling. So that's the idea. Now, why have I got all epic pros? Well, I'm going to be coming up against Legendary Plus, Legendary Plus those kind of opponents. Now at this stage in the game, yes, there will be some people with Legendary Pros, and there will be people who have used their free bonus, unlike myself when I messed it up, to get a Legendary Pro. But I'm not going to, with a team of all Epic Pros like this, come up against people which have Legendary Pros throughout, or a ton of Legendary Pros. I'm going to be coming up against a load of people with Epic Pros, and that's why it is extremely important to make sure that all my people are in position so I don't get penalised, and also that I have some enhancements on some of the players, so when a specific stat is called, I know my guy has a good chance of winning, and I will show you in the game now. So if you had, I said, ultra rare, you do it with all ultra rares. If it was super rares, you do it with all super rares. Now I can't show you it working, but I'm going to show you how it works in legendary tier, so you can hopefully apply that to the current tier that you're in, or whatever 5 pros you can get of the same tier. So we come down here now. You can go backwards and you can refresh, okay, and you can try and look for an easier opponent. As you can see here, we'll put the picks on. If I do this once or twice, ideally if I play someone in my tier, then it could be a little bit more difficult. If I play someone in the tier below, I'm hoping it's going to be a little bit easier. Now here you go, see Lawman here is in the tier below, so I should hope to win this, because overall my stat points for all my players are going to be greater than his. Now Rivals Clash, you don't want to keep consistently going backwards, forwards, refreshing for opponents, because it is time consuming. But just to show you guys here, I'm going to play this match, okay? So I play Lawman here, and I know there's a very good chance you could have a Legendary Pro to start off with, or an Epic Pro. That doesn't matter. We come out to the first game, 1 player, okay? So it's picking defense for me. Now defense isn't one of my strongest points overall, but I am going to use my Brook Lopez because I'm hoping that he will win. So we've got under-leveled Danny Manning there. That's the first victory for me. Next game, okay, so once again, I'm using playmaking and defense. Drew Holiday's pretty good for that. In he comes. We're hoping it's an Epic Pro at the worst. It isn't the case. Now I've won two games. So 2 players. This time I will throw in. I'm going to hold back Williams because he's quite well rounded. Ben Williams. So not David. Ben Williams, not David Williams. So we'll lose that because here's a Legendary Pro. Last match, rebounding. I could use a support if I had it. No need to though, because it's a comfortable win, okay? So I've tried to win every quarter because I have the personnel to do so. Now, when you are doing this, do not watch adverts, okay? It's time consuming. You do not want to be watching adverts. You want to be doing this, coming down here and going straight into games, okay? So, once again, I could sit here and refresh, but look how time consuming it would be, okay? So rather than play T-Rex, we'll just come and play, here we go, Reynolds. So for example, you come back down to the bottom and pick your opponent, okay? So the opponent who's now in my tier, he's going to have a better deck, but I'm still going to apply exactly the same theory, okay? Exactly the same theory. First match, what's coming up? Defense, okay. I'm not going to use a, you know, I will use a boost just for the sake of it. No, I don't need to use a boost actually. Okay, Lopez. So he's good in defense. Okay, he's been boosted in defense, which is going to give him better than kind of average stat. So it gives me the win in the first quarter. Next game, not particularly good for me. Okay, not particularly good defense. So I will use the boost this time. I'm going to put Williams out because he's one of my sacrificial cards. Okay, he's a card that doesn't have a role at the moment. He's there to fill in. So we throw him out. We managed to win. 1 player. Okay. Drew Holiday, 900. We just about lose this. Now, this is where we could actually get in trouble. Because if he has a Legendary Pro, we lose. If he doesn't, we win. And there you go. We're going to win because our players are boosted. So, that was against another person. Very similar deck to mine. All Epic Pros. And the only reason we won was because we were able to use people, specific people, at a specific time that helped us. So we were using people based on their stats, whereas the computer was just throwing out cards based on position and strength. It's not going, oh, it's called up playmaking, let me pick the best playmaking card. So let's come down here and play Richter Fenn. Now, obviously, what you can do, people, is if you come across somebody and they do beat you, and they beat you quite comfortably, I'm going to assume that I will probably lose this. So I'm going to use my 2 throwaway cards in case that the computer comes up with a legendary card. If it doesn't, no problems. I can still win because my players are fully leveled up. Choose one player here. Okay, same again. We're going to go with Lopez. If we get this win, now we've won. So it doesn't matter actually what happens in the last 2 quarters because we've won the double match and we've won the single quarter. Okay, so here we go. Here's the win. We might even get this win every single quarter, which we do. Boom, perfect. That's another 3. I was going to say 3-star, but it's not technically 3-star, is it? You know what I mean? It's another top legendary player, same rank as me, and we get the win. So I'm hoping you guys can see what I'm trying to do here. I know it's a slightly longer video, and you can't do anything but waiting on network, but I'm just trying to give you an idea of what you can do to win. Now, if you're not 100% worried about the grind, then I'd say do 1 or 2 refreshes to see if you can get that more favourable player. If you can't, after the 2nd refresh, just play who's ever at the bottom. So we come in again here, same idea. There might be Legendary Pro coming out. First of all, defense. I'm not great in defense. I'm going to throw out one of my weaker cards, one of my throwaway cards. Okay, I still get the win, which is fine. I am pretty good in offense. Out will come counter. We get this one. 1 player. I want to make sure I leave myself a half decent double lineup just in case. So we'll throw out Williams. Good choice there. Here comes out Legendary Pro. And now we'll win this. I won't worry with the boosts. I will win this because I've got the cards remaining to do so. So you've seen me play all these games now. No defeats yet. There's a reset. As I said, I can't guarantee you guys that you're going to win every game. And I'm just going to go play GG here. He's played 65,000 games. How the hell he played that many already? I have no idea. But this guy should basically whoop my ass, okay? Now, I would also recommend you not playing somebody who's played 65,000 games. But let's just see if I can win. There's a good chance there'll be a Legendary Pro or 2 in here. So, decision. First match, do I use a card absolutely designed for this lineup, or do I use a throwaway card thinking that a pro is going to come out? I'm going to throw it away thinking it could be a Legendary Pro straight away. Bad choice. Okay, I should have won that. No problems. 2 players. I have to win this. So we go here. We get the win. Playmaking, rebounding. Not a good lineup here, is it? Not a good lineup. Do you want to keep Drew? Drew Holiday's better, slightly better all round. So we'll throw out Brook Lopez, and we might get the win anyway. So, no, we don't. We just missed it. Okay, so defense. I'm going to use this boost here. Hopefully, it's not a Legendary Pro. As long as it isn't, we have the win. And we have the win. Okay, that's a guy of 65,000 games because there was no Legendary Pros. Now, there's a very good chance. Okay, he's using a very similar strategy to me there, just putting all epic pros out because the kind of people you're coming up against then are not going to be people with all Legendary Pros. I said you might get 1 Legendary Pro if you're unlucky. Most of the time, we'll play Keeks here. Most of the time, you're going to come up with somebody with a full team like yours. Obviously, if you're going for the person below you, then it's factually easier because they're going to have a few weaker cards in it. So again here, picking offense to start with is fine for me because I have enough people in that category. So I am going to use my Williams for the moment because he's good enough to beat the majority of cards at 920. That's a reasonably decent statistic. But I didn't want to use my Lopez because he's my defense card. I didn't want to use my Holiday because he's my playmaking card. So we come to defense. Here comes Lopez. Okay, 2-0 up, no problems. 2 players, playmaking and offense. Okay, we'll use both of these and we'll keep my canter to the end. 1. So there we go. Mixture of players. People below me, people technically in the same ranking as me, and I've managed to win every game. Now that does not mean that you will not come up against anyone who can beat you, okay? Bear that in mind. This does not mean that I'm guaranteed to win every single match, okay? Black Prince, for example, could beat me here. Now, there are a few things you can do. If somebody has played tons and tons of games, there is a greater chance of them having a better deck. Now, yes, you could say, well, people can also buy their decks by getting card packs, etc. So, something like this here, Lario is not bad. 4,000 games at the moment, he'd be quite good to play. I'm going to say Black Prince at 3,000 is quite a few games to have played already, so he's probably a fine person to play. Somebody that's played 500 games, that is in Legendary plus has probably got a few packs, and therefore I'd imagine a reasonably decent team. He has not got there just by grinding through games and watching adverts. It's extremely unlikely. Either that, or they've put a lot of money in and they've been on the auction house to get the RP, buy a load of cards, sell a load of cards, and manage to try and build a squad that way. So that's the tips, guys. A few things there. Hopefully they help you. Now, want to reiterate one more time, this is working for me, all epics, with a few boosts to a few people. Obviously you could boost all your players, but pick their stats. Now, if somebody doesn't have, say like here, I really want that specialization in his offense or defense, having it in rebound is just a complete waste. But that does not mean that I'm then going to use rebounding stats on him. That's a waste, okay? So I've still improved his offense and defense. If you're lucky enough to get someone like this Cantor, some people might say, why don't you ban these defense and playmaking are so low that I'm so lucky with these specializations, I'm just going to focus on them, make him a good, powerful, epic card in offense and rebounding. Again here, if I was doing this Williams, I'd be like, damn, look, I really wanted the playmaking card. Here's a playmaking card. But what I would do is I would go for playmaking to boost it up and a little bit on his rebounding. And here again, with Holiday, I'd really want that playmaking. We haven't got the playmaking, no problems, but I'm still using my enhancements on his playmaking. I don't have another playmaking card in here built at the moment. He's perfect for ideal. 917, very decent. Anything over 900 is very good for a card, very good, okay? Very good for an Epic Pro, 900. Especially in position, they get that boost. Come back down here to Williams. Again, he's a bit more balanced. If I'm going to put anything on him, once again, offense, playmaking. Probably Simmons would be the one card that I might balance around if I was, like, say, struggling in the defense market here, because I've only got Lopez. Then maybe I go, fine, he's got the specialization on defense. Let's throw two boosts on defense and one on playmaking, just so I have that second person that can do the defense category. Ideally, you have a team where you've got two people which can fill each position reasonably well. Now, I'm pretty stocked up on offense here, as you've probably told, and playmaking is not too bad either. I lack in the defense market, but at the moment, not causing too many problems. Therefore, I'll leave it how it is. So, if you enjoyed this video, thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, any queries, you want any other pointers or tips. If I can help you, please ask me. I'm not an expert, okay? I'm just showing you something that has worked for me. Yes, I apologise, this is a bit later, and for some of you it might be coming later on in the in the Rivals Clash to be able to make a massive difference. But as you have seen, I promise you it does work. And if you have watched this video, hopefully it will help you in future Rival Clashes as well. So thank you very much, people. I've been MyTyme. Good luck with the event. I'll see you all soon.